Hello, I'm Mrs. Mercer, Decatur Township District Reading Specialist, and I am here to teach your Sunday lesson, Level 18, Day 2 for today. On the following slides, you're going to have your child read each sound out loud rapidly. When they see a vowel, make sure you ask for the two sounds, the short and the long. If your student makes an error, you would say, "Let's trace." You would say, this is the letter O, which says ah, as in, and then you would show them the keyword slide, octopus, and then have them trace it 3 times. O, ah, O, ah, O, ah. Or if they forgot to say the long O sound. Okay. I'm going to click through these rapidly. At this point, you should be able to do this quickly. If you need more time, just pause the screen. Short and the long sound. Ask for the short and the long sound. Short and the long. Short and the long. Prompt for the short and the long sound. Okay, now we're on to the spell sound section of the lesson. I'm going to say a letter or say a sound, and then you're going to write the letter that makes that sound. So I will say it, you will repeat it, and then you will repeat and write the letters that make the sound. If the student makes an error, try to correct them immediately. You could say, I see ah. I wanted ah. Can you tell me what letters make what letter makes the ah sound? And try to get them to prompt their own error correction. Hopefully they will say A. If you don't have A for ah, cross it out and write A. Ah. Now write it 2 more times for extra practice. Ah. Ah. Okay. The first sounds I'm going to give you is pr. Repeat, then repeat and write. If you need more time, just pause the video at any moment. Cr. O. Tra. I. Ra. Eh. Fra. Ah. Okay, take a moment to make sure you finish that. Now you're going to read a column from the read words section here. So what you're going to do, I would pick this second column. If you want to read more, you may. Pause the video. Make sure you take your finger from left to right of the words and then say the word as a whole word afterwards. If students make an error, say, let's trace. Have them see the word and then trace each letter while saying each sound. So they would be looking at, say, the word drill. If they misspelled it, they should look at it and go drill 3 times so that they're tracing it 3 times while looking at it and hearing. Give yourself a moment, pause the video to do that section. Now we're moving on to touch spelling. As I've said before, when you touch spell, you'll have your writing instrument in the hand that you write with, and then you will touch spell with the opposite hand. So if you're spelling mat, at, and this is so that you can touch spell and write at the same time. Now, if you're left-handed, you would start with your thumb, at, because you're going to follow the left to right sequence of how we write words in the English language. Okay. So now we're going to spell words. You're going to write the words that I give you in this section. I am going to say the word. You will repeat the word. You will touch spell the word. Then you will touch spell and write it in the spell words section of your Sunday notebook. Okay. First word, trust. And you will probably need to pause after certain words to give yourself time. Crush. Sheet. Cross. Wick. Frog. Quick. Brat. Grim. Creep. Tray. Bluff. Speck. Dress. Sheep. prop. Give yourself enough time to finish spelling these words. And now we're going to check these together. Trust, crush. If you made an error, cross it out. Don't erase it. Then write it correctly 3 times. Pause the video so you can see the visual of the word written correctly while you're writing it. Frog, quick, brat, grim, creep, tray, bluff, speck, dress, sheep, prop. After you've checked all of those words and made any corrections that you need to make, go back and read the words that you've just written out loud. Pause the video if you need more time for that. Now we're to the spell words, phrases, and sentences section. So on this section, I'm going to give a sentence. You're going to repeat the sentence, and you're going to tap one word per finger. So you'll finger tap, and then you will write the sentences. Okay? So if I said the rat sat, okay, you would have your writing instrument here, and you would finger tap the rat sat. Same with if you're a lefty, the rat sat. So you would repeat it, the rat sat, then you would finger tap it, the rat sat, and then you would write it. Okay? Finger tapping helps us know about accuracy when we do our editing. We're going to use caps. Okay? And that's where we check for capitalization, accuracy, which is do you have the right amount of words in your sentence, punctuation, and spelling. All right, so let's get going. The first sentence, remember to repeat it, finger tap, then finger tap and write. Set a trap to get the rat. Probably need to pause the video after you finger tap to give yourself time to write the sentence. Next sentence, press the dress. And that means to iron the dress. Press the dress. Pause the video. Now, if you're ready, I want you to use your CAPS acronym to check. Do you have the correct capitalization? Is your sentence accurate? Do you have the correct number of words? Punctuation, check for punctuation, and look for proper spelling. Okay, we're going to check the words together. If you made an error, cross it out. Don't erase it. Okay. The first sentence was set a trap to get the rat. And the second sentence was press the dress. Once you've made those corrections, make sure to read those sentences back to somebody. Now we're on to the new sound, the new learning. Okay, today we go back to a letter card we've used before. Y, yeah. Okay, the rule for Y, yeah is Y, yeah is the most common way to say that sound. But right now, we're going to learn a new rule. So the rule is when Y comes at the end of a short word, it has the sound of long I. I want you to repeat that after me. Okay, can you say that with me? When Y comes at the end of a short word, it says the sound of long I. Okay, now I want you to write the Y in this new material section 3 times while saying the rule. Okay, when Y comes at the end of a short word, it says the sound of long I. Write that 3 times. Also, let's trace. So Y says I at the end of a short word. Y says I at the end of a short word. Y says I at the end of a short word. Okay, now we're going to practice reading words that use this rule. So take a moment, pause the video, and read these words, these short words with a Y at the end that say I. If you need to pause the video, you should have. Now we're going to practice spelling words that say I at the end using a Y, okay? That use the rule we just learned. First word, you're going to repeat the word, touch spell the word, and say each sound out loud while writing it on paper. Remember, a Y at the end of a short word says the I sound, okay? First word, buy. Think how you will spell this. Second word, my. And these should be written right here in the new material section at the bottom. Shy. Fly. Cry. Dry. Fry. And then spy. Pause to check your words. Make sure that you use the new rule that we just learned. Now we're going to check the words that you have just written. This should be the way you wrote each of the words. If you made a mistake, cross it out and write it correctly. Now I want you to take a moment and read these words out loud. Okay, now we're to the read aloud section of our lesson. So take a moment and pause the video on each of the following slides. Make sure you have your finger going underneath each word as you sound the words out. Then move ahead to the next slide. Pause the video so that you have time to read this out loud. Pause at each slide. That's the end of our Sunday Lesson 18, Day 2 lesson. Thank you and have a great day.